Oh, there's a pirate ship. That's cool.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Zephyr's Travels. This week we are in the Thousand Islands of New York, just outside of Alexandria Bay, and we're staying at Wellesley Island State Park.
And today we're on our way into Alexandria Bay to ride the boat tour, and also I believe we have to take a boat up to Boldt Castle. It's a wonderful day outside. It's supposed to get to be 85, so that could be a little bit warm and humid. Well,
it might be cooler on the water.
That's true.
Yeah.
It might be cooler.
And so those of you who aren't familiar with the Thousand Islands area of New York, this is in the very upper portion of New York State. We're on the eastern end of Lake Ontario, and we're literally a mile from Canada. We could kayak over to Canada if we wanted to. We're that close. It's a very nice area, a lot of state parks, a lot of touristy areas around here. There's actually there's about 1,800 islands here, and to qualify for an island, it has to be above water all the time and have at least one tree. So,
and there are many islands that have a house on them.
Yep. So it's a very I don't know, what would you call it? Recreational area, I guess. It's really not, a resort area. Maybe it kind of is, but
Yeah, they have looks like a lot of nice hotels in Alexandria Bay, and there's certainly a lot of marinas, so you get a lot of boat traffic.
It's a lot of summer cottages and summer camping and such. There's a few other campgrounds around here. A lot of state parks around this area.
Yes, definitely seasonal type camping.
Yeah.
And vacations.
Yeah. So come along with us, and we'll show you around.
Yes, we'll explore Alexandria Bay.
The third best in the world.
Hello.
But it's like
Just waiting
waiting for boat ride.
for a boat ride, yeah.
Uncle Sam's.
Uncle Sam's boat tour. It's supposed to last 2 hours.
Right. Well, isn't that what the Minnow was supposed to do too? A 2-hour tour?
Yeah. Well, I think this boat's a little bit bigger.
Right.
All right. Hello, everyone. How are you guys today? I wasn't very enthusiastic. Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. How are you guys today?
Good.
All right. That was much better. Thank you. Welcome aboard the Alexandria Belle for your Two Nation tour. Driving us around today, we have Captain Nate. Everyone say hi, Captain Nate.
Hi, Captain Nate.
And I am your tour guide. My name is Delaney. So hello, everyone.
Hi, Delaney.
So today you guys are going to be seeing Millionaire's Row. So the first home that you're going to see is on the left-hand side. It's the greenhouse that sits on the very end of Cherry Island. It's called the Twin Pines Tree House. It's called Twin Pines because there used to be two identical homes standing side by side here called Olympia and Ballora. Now we are approaching Boldt Castle, which was built for the love of George Boldt's wife, his wife Louise. The castle itself is 6 stories tall, has 127 rooms, 30 bathrooms, 31 fireplaces, and 365 windows, one for every single day of the year. Inside they have servants' quarters, guest suites. They say they could house 25 families of 4 if they wanted to. They also have working elevators, an underground trolley cart system so that the servants could take the guests' luggage up to their rooms without anyone seeing them. They have an in-ground swimming pool, a ballroom, a library. Pretty much anything you could ask for would have been inside this castle.
So we've learned a lot about the history of Hart Island and Boldt Castle. George Boldt, who made his fortune in the hotel business, he managed what hotel was it? The
Waldorf Astoria.
In New York City for John Astor. And he came to the Thousand Islands as a vacation place and ended up acquiring a lot of property up here, including Hart Island, which he renamed Hart, H-E-A-R-T, and wanted to build a castle for his wife. And so construction started on this castle, and they had, I think they said 300 workers working on this.
Yes.
And they worked on it for 4 years. They were very near to finish construction, which in January of 1904, George's wife, Louise, passed away suddenly.
Right. She was only 42 years old, and it appears she died from tuberculosis.
Yes, yeah. And so he telegraphed the workers to immediately stop all construction on the castle. And so the castle was never completed. It was probably only a month away from being finished, but he stopped construction and left the castle as it, never to return to the island, never spend a night in it.
Right, never stepped foot on Hart Island again.
Yep. And so the castle was left in pretty much despair and not finished and not used. It was sold to other owners, and eventually in 1977, the New York Bridge Authority purchased a castle for $1 with the intent of restoring it. But they had the condition of that no one would ever spend a night here, and that the castle would never be 100% completed. So they're trying to put the castle back to the condition that it was when the construction stopped. And over the last 20 years, they've done a lot. As you can see, as we show you the video of us walking through. The first 2 floors are pretty much completely restored. A lot of the other buildings around here, there's 11 buildings on the property, and they've all been restored. So this is just really something else, and it's you can only get here by boat, and you have to usually take one of the tours. And so we took Uncle Sam's boat tours, and we came here. And then it's a $10 a mission per person, which the funds go to restoring the castle, so it's well worth it.
Right.
And apparently you can come here and have your wedding.
I guess so. That's what they said on the tour.
Yeah. Want to get married again? Probably couldn't afford it.
Probably not.
I know. RV life is too expensive. We can't afford elaborate weddings.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to continue our tour around the island, then head back to Alexandria Bay.
Okay. All these stones that are in Boldt Castle and along these walls were cut by one person, and each stone is cut precisely to fit into the space where it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, and nothing had to be reworked once
Right.
it was delivered to the island. It was all perfect.
They're beautiful stones.
Yeah. So behind me is the power station for the island, and this was one of the first buildings that was restored when the island was taken over by the Bridge Authority. From what we were told, there's enough generating capacity in this building to power the city of Alexandria Bay. So what did you think of Uncle Sam's boat tours?
I thought it was great. It was a nice tour.
Yeah.
Got to see mansions, and they pointed out and described a lot of the houses.
Yeah, and if you're like a lot of us who come out here and you don't have a boat,
Right.
ways to see it, so this is a good way to get around and see everything. You really want to plan on a half a day here.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. Because we came here and got on the 12:30 tour, and we're just getting done, and it's after 5.
Right.
So
Yeah, it takes a whole afternoon.
yep. And they have different levels of tour. You can get a tour with food, or just like we did, just ride on the upper decks of the boat, which I actually enjoyed the upper deck of the boat, I think, a lot more.
Right.
Yeah. And it's, what, $22 I think we paid? Somewhere around there.
It was $47 for the two of us.
Okay. So a little more than 22. So like 24.
But it's well worth it.
Yes, exactly. All right.
We have enjoyed our stay in the Thousand Islands.
And here at Wellesley Island State Park.
Today is our last day.
Yep, we'll be packing up tomorrow morning and heading home. But we've had a lot of fun. Let's see, what have we done? We've took Uncle Sam's boat tour, which was really a lot of fun.
Right.
And highly recommend that if you're up here.
You're on the tour for approximately 2 hours with a stop at Boldt Castle.
Yep, and it's an unlimited stop at Boldt Castle, so you can get off and tour Boldt Castle as long as you want.
Right.
And that's another highly recommended part of the stay while you're here. You definitely want to do that.
Yes, we really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's something we'd seen a long time ago, like 20, 30 years ago, or maybe. And it was just a derelict of a building and really nothing in it. And now they've done so much work to restore it. It's very, very nice.
The first 2 floors are restored. There's, 3 more floors? Or 2 more floors?
It's supposedly 6 stories tall, but I think that includes the basement levels. But they've got the first floor completely done and the second floor done, and then the third and fourth floors are incomplete. But then they've also done all the grounds, and some of the outbuildings are been done or being worked on.
Right.
So it's really nice.
And you can tour all the buildings except for the boathouse, which, due to high waters, the boathouse is closed for right now.
Right, but that looks like it would be something pretty neat. So if that is available when you're here, it's a separate ticket, and it's a boat ride across the river to the boathouse. But supposedly, I don't know how many boats, but at one time George Boldt had 60 boats, so there could be quite a few there.
Some of them are in the Antique Boat Museum, which is also open to the public for tours.
Right, we did that today, and that was very nice. And then there's the La Duchess, which was George Boldt's houseboat, and that's like 140 some feet long, 2-story houseboat that is just really nice, and that's been restored.
Right.
And that's a real nice tour. And then they have a whole bunch of classic wooden boats to see. Mm-hmm. So that was very enjoyable.
I believe you can also take a boat ride too, but we didn't do that.
Yeah, they have boat tours that you can take in an antique wooden boat that, I think during the day, or even I think they even have some evening tour rides that you can take. But that was a nice museum. Keep in mind, most of it's not air conditioned. A lot of it is open to the outside. So today was a very hot and muggy day, and it was very warm there. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep that in mind.
Right.
And we did some kayaking in Eel Bay, which is right here off the state park.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun. We went out, kayaked around an island, and came back.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the great fortune of a couple friends reach out to us and say, hey, why don't you come over? And and they took us for a boat ride around, which was a lot of fun.
Right. They have a cottage right on the
river.
Water. The river.
River, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so they took us out. So thank you, Sue Ann and Charles, for that. We really appreciate it.
Right. We really enjoyed the boat ride.
Yep. So if you come here, so let's see, some tips and that we should pass on.
Right. If you're going to camp, you want to make your reservation kind of early.
Right. There's a lot of state park campgrounds here. There's other private campgrounds. But if you want to get into the state parks, you definitely want to try to book them early if you want to get in over the weekend. If you can come during the week, which is what we did and would recommend that, it is much easier to get in. We got in with just like a day's notice on our reservation. Right. I was able to we had I think there was 11 campsites to choose from when we booked, and it's the site we're in is electric only, which is fine for us for the number of days we were here.
But they do have sites with full hookups.
Yep.
Water, electric, and sewer.
Yep. And then I imagine those get reserved and filled up pretty quickly. But the campground is very nice. It's fairly crowded, I guess is going to say, if that's the right word.
There's over 500 sites?
About 500 sites here. They're reasonably good sized. You're not going to have a ton of privacy between you and your neighbor, but you have a little bit more room than maybe you would in a private campground. But there's a lot of people here. This is a very, very popular place, so there's a lot of kids and families up here for the week, vacationing. So keep that in mind. It's a nice state park campground.
Right. There are several boat launches.
Yep.
They have a beach for swimming.
A very nice store and laundry area, an arcade area, and at the store you can get ice cream. But we would recommend Gal's Place for ice cream. That's where we went.
Right.
And second little tip for you, when you see the sizes, they're very, very generous. You're not going to be able to finish a large ice cream cone there.
Oh, definitely not.
Just they start out with baby and baby. Those are the size ranges you're wanting to get. Anything bigger than that,
even
huge.
A small is rather large.
Yeah, a small is like 4 scoops.
And for you dog lovers and ones that have dogs, they do have a dog sundae.
Yep.
Which is soft vanilla ice cream with a few little dog biscuits on it.
Yep. And we'll show some video of the dogs enjoying theirs. Did you have ice cream? Where you going, Zephyr? Zeph.
Come on up here.
Monty, did you have ice cream?
So all in all, it was a great stay.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think we definitely would come back again.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And what should they do, Diane?
And subscribe.
And hit the notification. That way you know when we post new videos. Until our next video, we will
see you down the road.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.